All right, welcome to Green at Work webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, I would love to express my extreme gratitude to everyone taking part of this webinar. As we dive into this topic of sustainability in the workplace, allow me to introduce my passionate team behind this initiative. With me are my three teammates. Without their contribution to this webinar, it wouldn't be possible. Me, Saif Dilbiad, I am the moderator, and Khalid Khalli will take the lead and talk of energy efficiency and conservation part, which is the first part. And the second is the waste management and reduction part, and it will be elaborated by Abdul Fattah Jambi. The last part, Sarah Al-Asri with sustainable office practices and green technology. So, without further ado, let's give you a brief definition first of what is environmental sustainability. So, environmental sustainability is making decisions that maintain and safeguard the environment, assuring the well being of present and future generations by reducing the impact of human activities on natural resources and ecosystem. This is a definition that I took from Google. And of course, a question that would surely come to your mind is what is the relationship or the link between environmental sustainability in the workplace? Uh, so that is exactly the main purpose of this webinar. And this is the outline: energy efficiency and conservation, as I mentioned before, waste management and reduction, sustainability office practices and green technology, next steps, and the call to action is the last part. So, so the broader impact of workplace practices on the environment. Energy efficiency to decrease greenhouse gas emissions from energy-intensive workplace equipment, prioritize renewable energy sources, and optimize energy utilization. And the second is implement circular economy ideas, which is sustainable procurement techniques and recycling initiatives to reduce uh, resource depletion and electronic waste from office supplies and equipment. And the last one is holistic sustainability approach, address environmental consequences in a variety of areas, such as transportation, water consumption, building design, and workplace culture, highlighting the significance of a complete and sustainable approach to a resilient and environmentally friendly future. So the introduction part is done. Now I will leave the floor to my teammate Khalid in order to talk of energy conservation in the workplace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saif, for this wonderful introduction. Hello, beautiful people. I hope you're enjoying your day. I'm gonna start by giving a quick definition. Can you please, Saif, move to the next slide? Yes, this one. I'm gonna give a quick definition of what is sustainability. Sustainability in the workplace refers to integrating economic, ecological, and social aspects to create long-term value for the business and its stakeholders. What do I mean by this? Okay, imagine sustainability out of work, like taking care of a big garden. We want to make sure that like the garden stays healthy, the plants grow well, and everyone who helps in the garden is happy. It's same in a workplace. In a workplace, it's like having a special plan to do things that help the business grow and make money, but also making sure we're kind to the environment, like not wasting too much water or electricity, and being nice to all the people who work there. So sustainability is like having a good plan to keep everything in the workplace happy, healthy, and successful for a really long time. Can you please move to the next slide? Next slide. Talking now the benefits of sustainability. So starting with adopting sustainable practices leads to cost saving, enhanced brand reputation, and healthier work environment for employees. Okay, what do I mean by this? Uh, First of all, I'm gonna start by saying that saving money. What do I mean by saving money? Like it's doing things that are good for the environment can also save the company money, like turning off lights when when you're not in need to using them, and like use the LED lights, LED, the like last long time, so we don't have to keep buying new ones, and looking good to the people. When a company does good things for the earth, people think it's a great company. It's like when you see someone sharing toys with a kid or helping a friend, you think they're nice. Companies want the same. Want people to think they're same, like they're cool and they're nice and they're healthy. And we the last step in the benefits is healthier workplace. So using good practices also makes the place where people work healthier, just like how we clean our rooms to make them nice. Companies do the same thing to make sure the area is clean and everyone feels good while working. Can you please pass to the next slide? Now we have the reducing the environmental impact of energy usage in the workplace. Starting with the energy consumption in workplaces. Okay, what do I mean by this? The energy we use at work holds a profound influence on the delicate balance of our planet. Every action within our workplace, from powering computers to maintaining comfortable temperatures, has a ripple effect on the broader environment. The choices we make regarding energy consumption in our professional spaces play a crucial role in shaping the ecological health for our shared home. Now let's delve into the significance of this connection and explore how our workplace energy choices impact the planet we call home. The energy we use no wait The energy we use at work holds a profound influence on the delicate balance for our planet. Every action within our workplace, from powering computers, making comfortable. Now the second one is we need to not forget that by saving the energy at work, we're not only help the planet but also save money for the company. And beyond its positive impact on planets, adopting energy efficient practices in the workplace offers a dual advantage by contributing to sustainable cost decreases. So the question is, does the financial burden associated with utility bills, so this financial prudence not only aligns with the responsible corporate stewardship, but also position the company for long-term sustainability and, and competitiveness in an ever evolving business landscapes. Now we'll explore how to use energy wisely in a workplace. So, as gonna discover in the next slides. Can you please save pass to the next slide? And now we have the hidden costs of energy waste, a visual look at excessive energy consumption. Starting by using visuals or infographics to depict traditional energy consumption like factory emitting smoke or power plants. We need also to not forget that we need to highlight the negative consequences, such as air pollution, greenhouse gas emissions, and their impact on climate change. And thirdly, keep the text concise using bullet points. Like, how do I mean? So you need to imagine that you have a factory, and you own a project or a small business, like it's a very successful. You need always to remember that as much as you save energy, you're gonna save money and help the planet to a greener world. And conclude with all call to action, emphasizing the need for sustainable energy practices to mitigate these impacts. Can you move on, please? And now we have Harson technology for energy efficiency. Okay, we're gonna start by we need to install long-lasting energy efficient LED lighting. We know LED lighting; they are they pass a way long time, For example, it might last 5 years. It might last, I don't know. It depends on the use. And also, we need to not forget that we need to save energy. And secondly, implemented smart thermostats for efficient heating and cooling control. You know the button when we turn up the temperature so we're gonna be hot or slow it down. We need to use it also, and utilize renewable energy sources such as solar and wind for sustainable power generation. And we know nowadays our country, Morocco, starting to go deep in this field, which is the solar systems and the wind brackets. Can you move on, please? Ah, Now we have to have a deep dive into sustainable success. Like I mentioned in the past slide, I need to remind you of we need to install LED lighting, which is very, 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 very important, and upgrade the HVAC controls, adopted renewable energy, and engage in employees and conversation. The results are we're gonna have like 60% less energy used, and by having 60% less energy use, we're gonna have 2000k annual cost saving industry recognizing environmental stewardship. Can you move on, please? And now one of the most important slides, which is employee engagement and the sustainability programs, starting by building a green culture. What do I mean by building a green culture? It's like fostering a culture of sustainability through employee engagement program and initiative that can drive positive environmental changes within the organization. Sorry for that. And then we have the second bullet point, which is incentivizing sustainable behavior. What do I mean by this is like implementing incentive by recognition programs for sustainable contributions. Sorry for that. I'm not kind of sick. Contributions by employees can further enhance engagement and commitments to sustainability. And the last point is sustainability training and workshops. Organization regular training sessions and workshops to educate employees about sustainable practices and encourage their active participation is key to fostering a sustainable workforces. Can you please move on? And I'm gonna let the floor to my teammates.
All right, thank you so much, Khalid. Thank you, and I will leave you with the second part, and Abdul Fattah, sorry, Jambi will explain more.
Uh, Thank you, Khalid, for your information. Today first of all, my name is Abdel Fattah Jambi. Today I'm gonna talk about waste management and reduction in the workspace and what are the practices that we can include in our workspace so we can minimize waste and retain the most energy from it. There are multiple parts. Yes, thank you. There are multiple parts that can help reduce waste and manage it within the workplace, including recycling, paperless practices, and reusing materials. Uh, just a question before I start: has any of you used any recycling practices? Doesn't have to be in the workplace, but within the last year, has any of you used any recycling practices? If yes, you can write that down in the chat. Okay, Safdin, can you move to the next slide? Thank you. So recycling is basically the process of converting waste materials into new materials and objects. Nowadays, this even includes electronic waste. The concept of recycling includes the recovery of energy from waste materials. There are several ways we can incorporate recycling within the workspace. The most important thing is that we have to educate the employees. This can be done by running workshops, also seminars about the importance of recycling, how it's properly done, what materials are used, and the benefits of recycling, and how it leads to a greener and sustainable future. Uh, I mean, also like sending emails to the employees about like recycling can be beneficial, although it is annoying to receive like the same email every day, but it keeps the employees mindful and educated. When implemented recycling in the workspace, we have to have a clear representation. What I mean by that is like we can provide which materials go in which specific bin using visuals, for example, colors and logos for each specific material. For example, we can like allocate the color red for glass and the color green for plastic. We can use also the Braille system to help blind people identify different types of bin, which will help make the workspace more inclusive. Also, centralization of the bins is very beneficial. We do not want to allocate these bins in like places where there is not a lot of people. You want to like allocate them in places that are full of like employees and workers. For example, the cafeteria, office areas, and printing rooms. A lot of you may ask, what are the benefits of recycling within the workplace? I mean, it is obvious that it leads to higher recycling rates, but it also like helps in battling climate change and deforestation by emitting fewer greenhouse gases like methane and CO2. It also helps the business flourish as it reduces a lot of the cost. A lot of people think it is expensive to recycle, but on the contrary, it is way cheaper to recycle products than to send them into like landfills for waste. And many studies have shown that like introducing like sustainable practice such as recycling to employees make them feel more engaged and fulfilled, as they feel like they're contributing not only to society but to nature. Next slide, please. Okay, another thing we can incorporate in the business is having paperless practices. And what I mean by not paperless practices is like does not only enhances the efficiency and productivity of the business, it also helps in making the workplace sustainable and eco-friendly. It is more efficient because it is easier to share, store, and manage electronic papers than tangible papers, making the overall business more productive. There are many like ways a business or like a workspace can include to make the environment like paperless. First of all, they can do that by like managing the digital documents. What I mean by that is investing in a system that helps like create, distribute, store, and retrieve documents in an accessible way. The employee will be more encouraged to use these systems instead of relying on paper. Furthermore, having a cloud-based collaboration tools for file sharing, project management, and communication, like Google Workspace and Microsoft 365, will reduce the need for paper. Ahmad wants to ask a question. Sure, Ahmad, go ahead. We still have not like reached that point. I was gonna talk about like the use of online signatures to instead of like handmade signatures as a way to like incorporate paperless practices, but it is actually like safer than like the normal signatures we're used to, because it's like almost impossible to forge because it's like based on asymmetric cryptography. But that is a good question. The business also needs to foster a culture of non-paper use. They can encourage the use of emails, raising awareness about like how using papers can like cause to a lot of harmful consequences to the environment, like deforestation and etc. Implementing online forms will also dramatically decrease the use of papers. Furthermore, an organization should establish clear policies that promote paperless practices within the organization. They should communicate their expectations regarding documents handling and its filling, and maybe also forbidding the use of paper in certain scenarios. Would you guys think it is ethical, for example, to implement disciplinary actions for workers who don't abide by like sustainable practices? For example, say like you have a worker who do not abide, like do not use do not want to use the recycling bins, or do not want to like be paperless. Do you think it is ethical to discipline them for like not engaging in eco-friendly practices? Ahmed asked, I have another question. Isn't migrating to paperless practices going to cost more for an organization as it needs administration? No, there are a lot of like websites now online that handle that uh, administration of like paperless things. For example, I mentioned like Microsoft 365, like it's a subscription of like less than $10, and like most of the company can use it, and it organizes all the files, make you store, create like meetings online. I would say like it would save more than like the expenditure. The profit would be like more than the expenditure for sure. And talking about like paperless practices, I've when printing is like necessary, like yes, the razor. I really agree with you, and like when printing is necessary, we should like encourage the use of double-sided printing, and we can also like set the default setting of printers to black and white to save both paper and ink. Let's head to the next slide. So societal and cultural practices. What I mean by societal and cultural practices is that businesses should establish a culture that promotes and internalizes the ideas of eco-friendly practices such as recycling and reusable waste. Also, a business can always inspire employees to engage in eco-friendly practices by gamification and incentives. What I mean by that is that they can like create reward programs that incentivize eco-friendly behaviors. Uh, a business can also like design a fun and engaging challenges that encourage employees and customers to reduce their environmental footprint. Like for example, carpooling, or like creating a transportation system to like lessen the CO2 emission. There are many ways to gamify and like create competition within the workplace, so people are more willing to engage and have like this competitive atmosphere where everyone like wants to prove that they're doing better in saving the environment. Uh, we can also integrate sustainability into the company's culture. By we can embed like eco-friendly practices into the core values, mission statement, and decision-making processes. For example, say like a business wants to design a new car, they by designing this new car, they have to take into account like environmental factors. Will this battery, is it like gonna cause like harm to the environment? Will using this engine gonna emit like a huge amount of CO2 emission? So maybe like they should use another alternative that is going to emit less CO2. Another thing a business can do is provide trainings about like sustainability, whether through handouts, webinars, workshops. It is necessary to educate the employee on the environmental and social impact of their daily choices, and equip them with the knowledge and skills to make sustainable decisions. Another thing business can do is like celebrate environmental events such as Earth Day. We, we can use like these occasions to spread awareness and create engagement within employees. Another thing a business can do is publicly recognize and rewards exemplary efforts. Like we can also like highlight individual and team achievements in sustainability to set positive examples and encourage others to follow. Next question. Next question. Next slide. Sorry. Yes. Can I have the next slide, please? Before that. Okay. Reusable materials are all about reducing the reliance on single-use hand materials like plastic forks, plastic cups, and encouraging the use of reusable materials. We create a huge amount of waste by using single-use plastics such as cups and utensils. When this is done by employees on a daily basis, it creates a huge amount of avoidable waste simply by including reusable materials. There are many ways like a business can encourage the behavior of like using reusable materials. One of them is like supplying the office with reusable items such as coffee mugs, water bottles, food containers. Another thing is like eliminating completely the use of like single-use items such as like plastic cups, straws, utensils, and replacing them with alternatives made from materials like glass, steel, or even bamboo. Installing water stations is also a good idea as it provides filtered water and stops people from buying bottled water. For example, ever since AUI installed water fountains, there has been a huge decrease in the amount of bottled waters purchased, creating a greener campus. Provide a reusable bag for employees' use when shopping for office supplies or groceries. Encourage the use of these bags by offering discounts at local businesses or organizing sustainable changes. Next slide. There are many businesses who have shown success using sustainability practices. For example, BMW, its efforts has been on reducing the emission of its vehicles, offering hybrid and electric options. Also, BMW was also one of the first companies to appoint an environmental officer. An environmental officer's job is to like advocate awareness and like implement policies within a company, all regarding like the environment. Disney has zero net direct greenhouse gas emission policies within all its facilities. It also has a zero waste policy, meaning that there is nothing that would end up in landfills. Everything would go like into recycling. Intel is a very famous technology company that creates processors, and it recycles 75% of its total waste. By 2025, they strive to achieve zero hazardous waste going into landfills. IKEA, for example, are made to cut back on people's use of energy and water. They manufacture products using sustainable materials, and 91% of their waste is recycled or turned into energy. Also, Apple has made it that their goal is to reduce carbon emission and to also only partner with companies that share the same values. They also mostly use aluminum instead of other materials because it produces lower emission. Uh, thank you everyone so much, and I'll
All right. Thank you, Abdel Fattah, for your contribution. A quick reminder before after we move on. So what we've covered so far is if energy efficiency and conservation, waste management and reduction. And now I will leave you with the Sara Al-Asri to talk of sustainable office practices and green technology. Thank you, Abdel Fattah.
Hello, everyone. So, throughout the presentation, we've seen the profound impact that small changes can make when it comes to sustainability. Now, we're going to discuss the sustainable office practices and green technology. Next slide, please. So, first, beginning with the realm of sustainable office architecture and design, this aspect of environmental sustainability focuses on shaping our physical workspaces to minimize our ecological footprint and enhance efficiency. Firstly, we look at energy efficient lighting by incorporating LED lights and sensors that adjust lighting based on occupancy. We can significantly reduce energy consumption in our office spaces. Next, natural ventilation plays a crucial role. By designing spaces to maximize natural airflows, we can decrease our reliance on mechanical ventilation systems, thus lowering energy usage. When it comes to materials, opting for sustainable options such as recycled or reclaimed wood, low VOC paints, and carpets made for recycled fibers help minimize our environmental impact. Lastly, biophilic design integrates elements of nature into the workspace, such as green walls, indoor planes, and views of nature, promoting employee well being and productivity. Next slide, please. Now let's explore how the physical layout of our workspace can contribute to environmental sustainability. By optimizing our space and fostering collaboration, we can minimize our environmental impact while maximizing efficiency. Firstly, optimizing space is key. By efficiently organizing our workspace, we can reduce energy consumption and waste generation, ensuring that resources are used effectively. Next, creating collaboration zones encourage teamwork and communication among employees, reducing the need for separate meetings and travel. This not only saves time but also reduces our carbon footprint. Flexible workspaces further enhance sustainability by accommodating varying work styles and reducing the need for uh, excess resources. By implementing flexible work arrangement and multi-purpose spaces, we can maximize efficiency while minimizing environmental impact. Lastly, ensuring accessibility to amenities such as recycling bins, composting stations, and alternative transportation options promotes sustainable behaviors among employees, further contributing to our environmental goals. Next slide. Now let's shine a spotlight on the pivotal role that technology plays in achieving our sustainability goals. By leveraging technology, we can monitor, analyze, and optimize our resources usage to minimize our environmental footprint. Firstly, technology enables us to monitor and analyze our energy usage, water consumption, and waste generation in real time. This data allows us to identify inefficiencies and implement targeted strategies for improvement. Automation and optimization technologies further enhances sustainability efforts by intelligently controlling systems and processes to minimize waste and maximize efficiency. Smart systems can adjust lighting, heating, and cooling based on occupancy, reducing energy waste. Renewable energy solutions such as solar panels, wind turbines, and geothermal systems offer sustainable alternatives to traditional energy sources. By generating clean power on site, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and decrease our carbon footprints. Lastly, technology empowers us to make data driven decisions about sustainability initiatives. By analyzing data trends and performance metrics, we can identify areas for improvement and implementing targeted strategies to achieve our environmental goals. Next slide, please. Now let's explore specific green technologies that can be adopted in the workplace to advance our sustainability goals. These technologies offer innovative solutions to reduce energy consumption, minimize waste, and promote environmental stewardship. Firstly, smart thermostats allows us to control heating and cooling system based on occupancy and environmental conditions, optimizing energy usage and reducing costs. Uh, Energy management software provides real-time monitoring and analysis of energy consumption, helping us identify inefficiencies and implement strategies for improvement. Renewable energy systems such as solar panels and turbines and geothermal systems uh, offer sustainable alternative to traditional energy sources, allowing us to generate clean power on site. Virtualizing and cloud computing technologies reduce the need for physical hardware, lowering energy consumption and minimizing e-waste. Additionally, sustainable transportation solutions like electric vehicle charging stations and bike sharing programs encourage eco-friendly commuting options. Sorry. And that's all about my part.
Sorry, sorry, sorry. All right. So we've covered every part so far, and I would like to thank Sarah for her contribution. So what we have left is we're left with the conclusion. So let's recognize that the journey to a sustainable workplace is ongoing and requires collective commitment. Each action, no matter how small, contributes to a positive environmental impact. A really crucial part that was not mentioned, and I would like to shed the light on, uh, is an action plan for sustainable workplace. So I will give you a few bullet points about it, and there are the following: assessment and goal setting, energy efficiency measures, waste reduction and recycling, transportation and commuting, and lastly, water conservation. So, to summarize, our trip through the sustainability in the workplace webinar has spotted the light on the route to a more environmentally friendly and responsible future. By applying the practical measures and techniques mentioned today, we can all help to reduce to reduce our environmental impact and build a sustainable workplace culture. Remember that the change begins with each of us, and together our efforts may have a significant influence. Thank you for your time, involvement, and commitment to creating a greener, more sustainable future. So it is of my immense pleasure to take part of this webinar, and I would love to thank my teammates for their contributions and thank you for your attention. Sorry. And yeah, so this Q&A time, and I would love to answer your questions. Here are my teammates. They will help me answer. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Al Hassan asked, what practice do you believe is best for waste reduction? Uh, uh, all of them are play an important role, but I believe recycling would make the biggest difference, as it does not only involve the use of papers, it also involve the use of plastics, electronics, metals, which when all combined, uh, like adds up to a huge percentage compared to like papers and reusing like plastic, excluding plastic materials. Another question is, what do you think is the most urgent sustainable practice? Other than the ones mentioned, I believe that we also should like factor in the food system, or like the food that are brought in by the cafeterias and that are distributed within the work space, as involving a lot of like animal related products can also like uh, harm the environment in a bad way, since animal agriculture like uh, causes environmental harms more than CO2 actually. Uh, thank you. Is there any other questions? There's a question from Miriam concerning the third part. Do you want to handle that,
Yes,
Sarah?
yes. She asked, how can we as students advocate for the adoption of green technologies and sustainable practices in our educational institution? So, concerning this answer, as students, we can raise awareness about sustainability issues through students led initiatives and advocacy campaigns. Basically, engage with school administration to propose sustainable practices such as energy efficient lighting and waste reduction programs, and collaborate with faculty to integrate sustainability into the curriculum.
I think we're done with the questions.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Cheers.
Thank you.